Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Tsukiko, Sol good. Oh, I get it. Sol good. And Liara, hello, welcome back to the stream, everyone. Hello, everybody. Let me plop this up here. Let's see. Ooh, too much in front. And right here. All right, there we go. Trying to learn how to do a little bit of G-pose better and everything. There we go. That can be the starting screen for now. Teague, hello, welcome back to the stream. Tsukiko, Sol, Liara, Teague, how are you all doing? Happy Wednesday. Yeah, it's a Wednesday, that's right. What year is it? Oh my god. How are you all doing? Just getting situated here, having a bit of coffee, hanging out. Aramore, hello. Hello. How are you doing, Aramore? Teague, wonderful day. Air conditioner on full blast. Oh man. Yeah, it's pretty warm. Teague, whereabouts in the world are you again? Do we have anybody who's over in like London area, like the UK? Oh my gosh, I've been hearing it's ridiculously hot over there. Like, and I guess maybe hot is relative, but I mean like over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 C or something, I think is the big number I keep seeing posted. But even here in the States, I mean, I know there's been several big heat waves coming through. I think like where I am too, it's gonna be something like, you know, high 90s or something this weekend. So that's gonna be pretty crazy. But hopefully your air conditioning works really well, Teague. And Liara is saying, I'm okay. About to work on my Aerosian aquarium room. Ooh! So yeah, Liara, you're working with Fruity Snacks in their group to help build out more Aorzi aquarium rooms, huh? May I ask, is this for Crystal, or are you guys starting to build out the ones that are other DCs and that kind of thing? Or are you helping with both, I suppose? Yes, on the EU DC. Ooh, exciting. Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with then. That'll be really, really cool. So, and I'm guessing it's modeled after the original, but it will be slightly different. I'm kind of, I know I kind of asked you this too, like in DM and everything, but I feel like might as well also ask it out here on the chat so people from the stream can also see, because I think a lot of people from the stream have been really excited about the Aerosine Aquarium. And it was really cool. I saw that they did a big Namazu scavenger hunt event right after DC travel popped open again, and it was a huge, huge success apparently. So I saw some photos and stuff from that, so that looked really cool. And Teague, oh, you live in Connecticut, okay. Yeah, I hear it's really crazy in the UK right now. I saw people like Mione and stuff posting how like, they're like, yeah, I don't know about streaming. Which admittedly, yeah, like if I was in 100-degree weather right now, 100 degrees Fahrenheit, mind you, I think my computer might explode. Like there was that one stream a couple weeks ago where, well, my computer already has issues pushing out the stream, but man, there was like that heat wave that came through, and it was like very high 90s in my room, I feel like. And it was not good. It was pretty chonky, pretty what is it, crunchy, kind of the stream quality. Kaya, what is up, Kaya? Welcome back to the stream. And Laura, you're not late. You're right on time. If anything, we're just hanging out. We're just catching up. Oh god, but is 96 where you are? Do you have air conditioning at least, or at least a fan, a bag of ice? Perhaps some ice cream or something. Yeah, the EU one is like Disneyland compared to the original one. And the OCE will be a discovery center. Ooh, I'm excited to see what you guys are doing with that then. Very cool. Hopefully, eventually I can get myself around to being able to help make a room or something there, or I don't know, give design feedback or anything like that. But like, but I mean, to be honest though, wow, like I gotta say that team of people, which I guess you're now part of, Liara. I mean, the people who are running the Aerosine Aquarium, you guys are like, they're on top of it. I mean, they are really cranking out a bunch of stuff, and they got a whole bunch of people, and seems very well run. Like it seems like they have a team of people who really is good with like managing a lot of people and big projects and multitasking between lots of different moving parts, because coordinating all that is quite challenging. So I definitely give props to them for pulling all that stuff together. And yes, thanks for asking, Kai. Yeah, I'm doing quite well. I am much better from last week's COVID and all that stuff. I believe I'm pretty much fully recovered at this point. I certainly don't really feel any, again, knock on wood, but I certainly don't feel really too much of an effect. A little bit tired, like a little bit maybe more tired than I normally am, but that could also just be because my sleep schedule is totally wonky and crazy. So it could be a number of things. And good. Glad, Alora, that you have an AC. Yeah, it sounds like it's just hot everywhere. It's heat wave hitting US, hitting UK, London. So I saw, like, okay, so I looked it up, right? And I saw that like London and the UK was getting hit by like 40°C weather. And I looked that up, like what's that in Fahrenheit? And it's about like 104, right? Which is admittedly like very hot even for here. But like the way I heard people were talking about it, it made it sound like it never, ever, ever gets anywhere near that in London specifically, like, or like in the UK, right? Like, because for here, it's rare that it's over 100, but it's definitely not unheard of. It's probably a couple times a year, right, that it gets over 100. So it's not like it completely breaks everything or something. But from what I heard, it sounded like in the UK, that was something that never happens. Is that correct? If we have any UK aficionados here, or people who are just very geographically inclined. Yulana, too, welcome back to the stream. Great to see you again. Only got a mom at work has kept me unable to hop in lately, but you're still... Oh, thanks. Thanks, Yulana. Always glad to have you pop in the stream whenever you can. Oh, and you got a chance to bring them to the aquarium. Oh, that's so nice. I'm so happy to see all the wonderful reception that Fruity Snacks and their group are receiving, and like how many people have told their friends about the Arizin Aquarium and stuff and shown them, because it's just such a cool exhibit. It's such a cool display of creativity and of a bunch of people with just really good intentions coming together, you know? And and Rem. Hey Rem, welcome back to the stream as well. Oh man. No, I'm just, if anything, the star of the show is this beautiful little flower pot next to me, which we're going to continue to glam up on today's stream. But thank you, too kind, Rem. And yeah, Liara, you're going to have to tell us when new aquarium / discovery center exhibits and things open up. And we'll definitely try to make a point of going out there. Like, I'd love to go back there on stream again and show people the new exhibits and everything. Which, okay, so by the way, I figure since we're just getting started here, I might as well give this a shout out too. Okay, couple of things coming up for this stream. So first of all, tonight we're going to be continuing our ikebana, sort of Japanese minimalism Zen kind of exhibit experiment here, which you can see sort of being displayed next to me. If anything, maybe I should be doing the show right thing here. Let me fix this. Perhaps I should be doing that instead. Here we go. There we go. Maybe that's how it should be. Oh, it's a little off maybe. That's okay. Ta-da! Okay. So, that's what we're going to be doing today on the stream. Tonight, after we do the ikebana thing, 8 to 10 p.m. PST, we have Prominence. So, here we go. This is tonight, Wednesday, July 20th, Prominence Nightclub. You heard it, well, not here first per se, but you've heard it again here today, right now, on voice first, again. Yeah, woo! Prominence. I'll be playing there, I'll be DJing. Hey, that's me. See, look, it's the same bun right there, and then, oh, look, there he is again. Wow, imagine that. So I'll be DJing there tonight. It'll be another club opening of Prominence. And then we got a bunch of actually other openings. So there'll be Friday, we're gonna have the Orion and Shizue's wedding after party. And then Sunday we have the garden party. And then next week we have two very special extended openings of Prominence, which I'm super excited about next week. Next Friday and Sunday, sort of LunarCon. It's unofficial. It's not officially related to LunarCon, but it's sort of in honor of LunarCon happening, and just that being a fun weekend. We're gonna have two special extended openings of Prominence, and both nights we're gonna have special guest DJs and some other special things happening. So I didn't want to overshadow some of the stuff we're doing this week by blasting a ton of stuff out about that yet, but keep your eyes peeled, watch the Discord, watch my Twitter and stuff. I'm going to be announcing more about those events very soon. And then next week, also, Monday and Wednesday, we have the housing tour. So friendly reminder, that today is the last day to submit your builds to the tour form. So if you don't know what that is, basically we're gonna go on tour around Crystal, Ether, and Primal data centers, look at a bunch of awesome houses, and I'm gonna go gush about how fucking awesome they are and talk about design details and all kinds of stuff. And it's just gonna be a big, awesome day to nerd out. Everybody's welcome to come along and join me in game. It's all kind of organized within my Discord, so if you don't know, I have a Discord. There's the link to that if you want to join. And yeah, we'll be kind of organizing and running it from there, and then of course on stream. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Just a bunch of awesome housing stuff coming up this week and next. A bunch of awesome stuff coming with Prominence. I'm so excited. I hope you guys are too. And with that though, let's get into this building. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything in here. There will be a fluffy saurus fish. Oh man. Yeah, okay, cool. To anybody who is new to the stream, welcome to the stream. Hello, I'm Noah. We're gonna get into this. Yeah, if anyone's new here and happens to be lurking or anything like that and wants to say hello, though, feel free to speak up. We're not don't be shy. We don't bite. In fact, we'd love to meet you, and we always welcome new folks. So if anybody would like to shout themselves out or just say hello, please feel free to do so. We're happy to have you. Laura, that's fine. If you're lurking, hello. You can shout yourself out, even if you're not new. If you're lurking and you want to just say hello, say hello. It's always kind of nice for me to just know who's in the stream, even if you don't really, even if you are going to be more like lurking or something like that. It's always just kind of cool to just see like, oh, that's who we have here tonight. Okay, so now we're going to continue working on our ikebana displays here. This is actually pretty much exactly where we left off last time. And I think maybe it's important really quick that I just quickly re-explain what we're doing. Like, what is this exactly? So very quickly, ikebana is the Japanese term for, it basically translates into flower arrangement, right? So thing about ikebana is it has a whole rich culture and rich history around it as a Japanese like cultural art form. It's been practiced for many hundreds of years, possibly thousands. I'm not exactly sure when it got originated, but it's very much like a traditional like Japanese art form. There is a version of it that is very traditional and has a lot of rules and stuff around it in terms of like, that you can only, like flowers should be sort of, there's a minimalism aspect to it. There should be an aspect of water meeting earth and air. And there's like criteria about like different branches and different pieces of the arrangement being at certain angles and stuff, which they all have symbolic meanings. And it's really about like ultra refinement of the craft, right? So it's about instead of as opposed to like a wedding bouquet where it's just like make the most extravagant, colorful, crazy bouquet that you can think of, right? Of course, it's within the theme, right? I mean, I'm not saying wedding bouquets are not beautiful. It's just a bit of a different take on it, right? I think the Western flower arrangement is much more like loud and kind of like very bold feeling, right? Like it's very showy and flashy. And then ikebana is focused a bit more on minimalism and sort of a Japanese Zen Buddhism almost approach to stuff. What we're going to be doing is sort of a variation on that, where we're going to kind of take the more, I guess, like maybe experimental modern take on that, right? So we're not going to get so deep into every little precise angle, partially because it's just hard to do that in the game here, but also because, yeah, I mean, we're limited to that, and we don't need to bog what we're doing down in all the exact finite nuances. But we're going to try to come up with something that feels like it belongs within that world, right? So just really quick, again, I'm going to pull up quick Google search images of ikebana, just so you understand, again, kind of what I'm talking about, even just at a very high level, right? So here we go. So here we are in the grand old Google. So here we go. This is ikebana, right? I mean, in a nutshell. And it's, you can see from examples like these two, maybe right here, right? Where it's very minimalistic, but there is a lot of precision in exactly how the flowers and everything's arranged, right? How the flowers are positioned, how they're angled, how they interact with each other. Again, I think this example we used last time too, where it's like, it's flower-wise, there's really only like 2 flowers basically going on here, but it's the whole interaction it has with this really interesting branch going on, and how it has like a really clean, nice background that really helps to accentuate the whole piece as a whole, you know? And it can take different forms too, like this, right? Where it's like almost just a little petri dish looking thing, where it can get a little bit bigger, where you have this kind of, maybe it's more in a vase. And so, yeah, we're going to experiment with kind of what we can do with that here in 14. And in short, I mean, you could do this, right? You could just have the little flower pot here and call it a day. And this doesn't look bad per se. Like, I think this looks quite nice already. But we're going to see if we can push this even farther and make something more custom and kind of interesting visually speaking. And just, yeah, see again how far we can push that. So, that's also, it's also very important that it's not just the flowers themselves, it's about sort of the whole presentation, right? And that's why a lot of the streaming last week was pretty much dedicated to trying to figure out kind of like how we can set the stage for where we're going to showcase these flowers, because it's just as much about the setting that they're presented in, being very tranquil and very zen and very minimal and elegant, as it is about the actual literal flowers that you're putting in the vase. It's about the whole harmony between everything. So there you go. That's again the quick re 411 on ikebana and kind of what we're doing today. And yeah, if anybody has any questions or any thoughts or anything like that, feel free to, of course, shout them out. What are you all working on? I think I've seen that some people are probably working on the background on stuff. What else are you guys working on today? And don't mind me too, if I start talking about the build and that kind of thing, you can still please feel free to answer. Also, so something that I was playing around with the other day, for a slightly different piece of build, actually had me discover this, which is that the sides of these make really great concrete pillars. And it made me think, wow, that would actually be really interesting to put with our ikebana build. So yeah, see, like that, I think that's pretty cool looking. I actually really like how that looks. I didn't actually try it until like just now. I was experimenting this, and it occurred to me like 10 minutes before stream, like, yo, actually this would be kind of interesting to try in the ikebana thing that we're doing. But yeah, I think that works really nicely actually together. In terms of having that kind of that concrete look, and you can see what I mean, right? Or like that it really gives a very interesting texture to this. Okay, let's try. Let's see. Can this become even lighter? Oh man, to get it to match the other one, we'd need to dye it snow white or a pure white. Well, that's okay. We might be able to do some trickery with the lights and stuff to get it to look like that. And Yolana, did you just not being, it felt weird not being subbed. Did you just resub? I didn't get a notification or anything. That's strange. Wait, out of curiosity, can people sub and have it where it doesn't register? Or like it doesn't notify me, it just like silently resubs or something. Is that a thing you can toggle on? Or is my like overlay thing just broken? Well, in any case, though, thank you very, very much for that sub, Ilana. I really, really appreciate that. And I don't know when the last time you were on stream was with us, but I have custom emotes now. So now you have access to a whole bunch of glow sticks and my hello, hello, welcome emote. And more coming soon. So yeah, in case I'm not sure if you were around recently when I launched those, but in case you weren't, there you go. Congratulations, you got it. I actually think this would be really cool to bring this a little farther forward, because I think there's no reason we don't actually need this much space. I feel like the actual display of this really should go right here, like really, really far forward, because this whole display doesn't need to actually be that far back. So I'm gonna bring a bunch of this forward. And I think I need to raise up these and make more bathroom tiles. Let's see. Okay, where did I say? Yeah, we can do it right about there, maybe. Be interesting because we'll have the light to deal with. We'll have to like do something with the actual light there. Okay. Let's pick up something. We can pick up the chair. There, let me make sure. And oh, yeah, I did the googly eyes thing. Oh, was it popping up in people's discords and stuff? That's fun. Yeah, I'm the googly eye guy. And yeah, those really did numbers. Which I guess, I mean, to be fair, I mean, people love a good meme, sort of meme build. And that certainly is a meme build if ever I've done one. So that was a lot of fun though. Yeah, I definitely did have a good time making that. And it's fun to see how much people were receptive to that. I'm glad we could make something that people found really interesting, you know? And yeah. And I hope it helped people. I think like a big thing with that build in particular also was kind of like wanting to kind of remind people that like you know, that housing doesn't need to be serious. Like it doesn't need to always be like, I think a lot of builds you see are I mean, they're very beautiful, but they're also quite serious, I think, in general. And I think that it's kind of cool when you're able then to remind people that like, hey, like it doesn't always need to be taken super seriously, you know? Sometimes you don't have to worry about like whether you can make like this ultra glamorous, you know, GPO studio or super nice house. Sometimes you just can do a goofy build that only requires like 3 items, and that's all you need to do. Just have fun with that, you know. Also, I just thought about this, like, but by using this, we would actually be able to use the same kind of concrete that we have in that little nook there, but without actually having to fully without having to use the bathroom tiles. And we can dye it, actually, so we could change even the color of the concrete. But I do kind of like that, well, that's a little bit tricky to do, because then you have to cover up the circle on the side here. Unless we make it a feature. And we float this up off the ground, and then we try to make one version of this where it's, Actually, that is kind of a cool idea. I think we do that. Let's do that. Okay, let's try this. Yeah. Wait, no, I think, okay, I think we can try this. And then we can have things on either side of this. Let's see, where is this going on? There we go. Let's let it use the natural lip of the house here a little bit. Or is it cleaner if we just use that? Oh no, I think that makes a more natural break. Yeah, like that. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's use this. Okay, we might need to reset these bathroom tiles. But Laura, you're amazing for exactly what I was just talking about. That all your builds are like really interesting and innovative, but very silly at the same time. And I think that's great. So you're a perfect example actually of what I'm talking about, where like that you're, I think you definitely are someone who captures the spirit of that, of like not taking housing and the thing too seriously, and showing that it can be really interesting, but it doesn't have to be serious, and that there's a lot of room for fun and innovation there if you just kind of drop the need to be so hyper serious on everything. Okay, let's see. Can I do this? Uh-oh, yeah. Oh, let me turn them, let's turn the sensitivity down a little bit. Yeah. Okay, I might need to make a couple more of these. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. So if we have that... Oh, let's grab these. sometimes, you know, you're working on one style of a build, and just taking a day or two away gives you all these new ideas, and you just start thinking like, oh man, wouldn't it be cool if we actually tried like a slightly different tactic on this? And that's kind of, I think, what happened here, where I was like, oh, you know what? As I was doing some of these, it started occurring to me that like, you know what? I think there might be a better way we could do some of these things. I'm curious about this. Oh yeah, see, so like, that's actually pretty cool, right? Like, I think, look at that light box, right? And then, where did our locker go, right? So we had our pedestal kind of thing, right? So like, what if it was like that, you know? Look at that. Oh shoot, I should have taken a screenshot of what we had last time. Darn. That's okay. I will... I guess the thumbnail can just be the what we have here. Where did my little flower pot go? I think it's hidden over here, right? There it is. Right, so here we go, right? Like... Oh, why can't I not place this? There we go. Yeah, see? So like that. Look at that. Yes, I agree, Rem, 100%. Yeah. Alora is... I think Alora is a very good example of someone who has like a really unique style that expresses a ton of personality, you know, like in the best way. Like I really like, because sometimes, like, admittedly, sometimes you see some beautiful builds and stuff, but they, you know, sometimes, like with any kind of art style or anything like that, right? Like sometimes it can start to feel a little samey, right? Or like that one person's build, like sometimes you can put them next to each other or something like that, and it starts to become a little bit tricky sometimes to tell who's who, even, right? Because they sometimes, again, just due to a variety of things that happen, sometimes it can become a little bit like we're all getting inspired by similar things, and it becomes a little bit homogenous at times. And I think, though, that's something that is real. It's then really cool, though, when you do see someone pop out with a style that really, like, you just see it and instantly it screams them. You know, it's very obvious when it's their work. I think that's a very hard thing to capture, but very, very cool when it's done well. And that being said, I think like that's part of how art in general goes, right? There will be something that gets a lot of traction or something, and it becomes really popular, and a lot of people will start kind of jumping in on that. I mean, it's same with like, I mean, art, TikTok trends, like whatever it may be, right? I mean, it's just how the world works, where if something hits like a tipping point, starts to gain a lot of traction, you'll start getting a lot of it. And if you start getting a lot of it, then eventually sometimes it starts getting a little stale feeling or something. And that's, though, when there's opportunity to innovate, to bring something new to the table around that concept, you know? And I do really enjoy sort of seeing that play out. Okay. So I really like this, I gotta say. I really like that we have like the gradient thing going on behind it, and like that the coloration of that backdrop behind the flowers, I think really is a nice accent. And I think it really pops out to me. And so I think what we're going to try to do is, I don't know, should we maybe just have 3 circles all next to each other? I'm wondering if like having 3 cutouts would be the way to go. You know, like this. And then that way we have 3 different art pieces next to each other. And we can have, yeah, there's three different art pieces. But another way to do it would be, we have 2 separate art pieces like on the sides here, and then the one centralized one, which I also kind of like the idea of. But I think in any case, I want to float this up. This is too, I want this to be more front and center. So I think we can float this up off the ground. So we're going to do that right now. If I can see, let me turn the brightness up a bit. Also, by the, I think Yolana already left, but in case you are still here, Yolana, have good, get ready for work. Have fun, question mark, at work, or have a good rest of the day. We'll see you soon, I'm sure. Thank you for coming by the stream always. And thank you for that resub too. Maybe if she sees this in the future on the stream VOD or something, she'll know. We appreciate her. I think this is, since this is pretty skinny, there's gonna be a pretty low minimum float height on this, right? There we go. That's much more like it. I think that puts the flowers front and center. Yeah, let's see how that looks in low light. Let's see, make sure. There we go. Minimum, definitely hit minimum float height. Okay, let's lock that in place. And let's. What happens if we close this up like that? Or even, what is the, like maybe these below? Oh yeah, we only need them. We don't even need to go that high. I think that might even be cleaner. Having these. Okay, and let's drop the light. Boom. There it is. Oh my gosh, look at that. Ooh, look at that gradient going on. Okay, so I think I'm seeing the little X's at the top too though, so we need to fix the lighting a little bit so it's like perfectly diffused looking. But I really think that that's pretty much the look that we're going for here. I'm curious now if we put a little glade lantern in here, if we can illuminate the plant a bit more, specifically the plant, right? So if we go like this, and let's see, do we have a glade lantern? Another glade lantern, there we go, okay. So let's take a glade lantern and let's hide it in the locker. Like a high school bully. Shoving people in the locker. Shoving things in the locker, here we go. So if we go like that, yeah. See, so right now, the plant itself is not really illuminated, but I'm thinking if we can use this, right? Do you see the difference there? Like that, it's kind of dark, but if we can use the light here, just hide it in here, that really can help illuminate quite a bit the the plant itself. I think that we can use this to our advantage. There, like this positioning it right here would illuminate the vase a bit more, and then positioning this farther back would start to illuminate the actual backdrop a bit more to give it a bit of like a halo effect, like it's kind of an aura glowing around the plant. And I do really like that. I think that's probably something we're going to do. We might even use 2 glade lanterns, one up front here to illuminate the vase and get the front of the plant, and then illuminate the back as well. And I really like the idea of having basically no lighting be obviously visible where it's emanating from, because I think that's something that's very Japanese in a way, where they do often use a lot of recessed lighting where it's not visible where the lights are emitting from. It's just kind of like washing up from a wall or something. And so I think that will be a really cool approach to how we are going to decorate this. I also think we should probably push the display a little, either a little farther back or a little farther forward, just because I don't really like how it's sitting halfway in this windowsill here. I feel like it really needs to be either forward or back. So let's try that really quick. Like if we go forward, you know. Oh, I don't really like that it's breaking from there, but okay, wait, let's just see. It's really far forward? Okay, wait, let's try this, like... Oh, that's kind of cool. So this way, if it's this far forward, and we put the glade light right here, we actually illuminate the shades on the sides of the flower pot there, which I think is pretty cool. And it does feel a little bit more like it's displayed within the room instead of sort of within an alcove. I don't know though. Decisions. I do really like how it illuminates, like there, we get see, like, if it's one click back, the little side screens are not illuminated, but if we go right there, they really pop forward. And how does that look though from the front? It's a little strange, I think. I think it's a little bit nicer when it's fully back, maybe? Like there. If it looks like it's, yeah, if it's behind. I do think that looks better, to be honest, right? And then remember that what we're gonna do is, we're gonna add a false floor too. So what we're gonna do is, we're going to be having this, and using wood slats. Or wood beams, rather. Wood beam. Let's use another wood beam. And then we can use the wooden skylight and get a nice, beautiful floor beneath it here. There we go. Oh, let's there we go. So we're gonna do this, right? And have this sort of custom floor. Oh, let's go this way a bit more. Kind of need like a marker to indicate the center. Okay, so it's roughly like that. And then disconnect these. Move this aside. Oh, move this to the side. Come on. There we go. Okay. So then you can see how this would be if we're going to put 3 of these next to each other. And then we'll have a custom sort of raised up area. We'll walk in here, entrance area, come up, and then we have the display in the back. Okay, so look at that, beautiful. And I like the idea of having 2 more on either side. So what I mean by this is, on here, I think we're going to do this, right? So let's see, do we have another steel locker? Just to indicate where this will go. There we go. Another steel locker. Rotate around. Does that have a seam? Yeah, it does have a seam. You can go right there. I think, actually, we should go... Let's go right up to the point where the seam... If we have another one of these partitions, actually, then it wouldn't even be an issue. We could push it farther forward, farther over. Right? Like, yeah, see? Okay, so... Oh, let's, oh, way too much. Just want this to be as seamless as possible. There we go. We can barely tell that there's a seam there. Okay. So with that, and if I float this up to the same height as this, then we actually have more concrete room to play with here. Right? Where we could have our other display over here. Let's go here. Right, so it could be like that, and then have another one here, or something like that. Or it could even be without without anything. It could just be kind of out in the open there. I mean, when I say that, I mean that it could. It could not have walls on the sides. It could just be against a concrete wall there. Okay, so let's see here. It's a pity. Oh, maybe if I rotate this. Trying to see like if there's a way to have, yeah, there we go. You know, like if we could have 3 of these displays in a row. Okay, I like that actually. I kind of like actually. Oh, that'd be kind of cool to have the room be angled. You know, so it's not just a straight on. Maybe it should be like that, where you walk up to the center and then there's 3 different displays all around you. Or just that they're angled off from each other. Like for example, you know, like this or something. And then that way you get to kind of walk up and yeah, see how that would work? Like you'd be here and then you could kind of walk in and then from here you'd be able to see all 3. As if they're in a museum almost situation. This also makes me think, I wonder if it'd be nice to have this or something similar floated up to just make this line a little bit smoother. I'm not sure if I like just the lockers popping up out of nowhere there. Let me test this out really quick. Where did they... Oh, I had other Glade lanterns, right? There they are. Turn counter surface placement off so I don't have to worry about doing that. There we go. Okay, so now if I did like that, let's try that. Let's just see what happens if I turn the lights off, right? So yeah, so you have the 3 different ones in kind of like a circular half dome area. And I feel like I could smooth this out using some more partitions and other things to try to make this feel like it's extra nice and just like a nice little curve. Let's see. What if partition... Quint the Kid looks very artsy. Yeah, did you think so? I think it's shaping up pretty well. If I do say so myself. Toot toot. It's, oh, there we go. Like something like that, you know, where you just start making it, giving a little structure to some of these things. Yeah, I think it's coming together pretty nicely. Oh, shadow art on either side. There you go. We did do the shadow art the other time, and I think shadow art could actually be really cool in a different kind of way than we did the other time. Yeah, we'll have to experiment a bit more with that and see what we can come up with. I could see the uses of shadow art being really interesting within this room. Yeah, did you see the little video that I put together of the shadow art, Alora? I posted it on Twitter. I like took the shadow art we did and I kind of did a little bit of editing in Adobe Premiere. That was fun. That was a fun little project. I haven't really done much like of the like more advanced editing, I guess, in Adobe Premiere or anything like that. But I'm pretty proud of how that little clip came out. It's pretty simple in the grand scheme of things, but like I like that it had just a little bit of something going on here. Let me link it to you. I can link it here in the chat. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Alora, I linked it there for you if you want to take a look. It's a very short clip. It's like 30 seconds long. And for anybody who didn't catch the previous stream where I did the shadow art, you can check out the VOD of that. That's on my YouTube channel. And also you can check out that little 30-second clip that I created based off of the shadow art that we did on that stream. I just linked it there in the Twitch chat, so if you want to take a look, have at it. Okay, you know what? Maybe before I make 3 of these things, maybe I should make sure that this one is extremely glammed up. I realize maybe I'm biting off more than I don't... It'd be cool to have multiple of these, but maybe I should just put all my effort on making this one piece really, really sing. First and foremost, and then see if I also have some space to do some other smaller pieces on the side. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, if this is the central piece, then perhaps these other ones don't necessarily need windows. They could even just have little stands that would be popping up here in the room near it. So like as you're walking up to this piece, similar to a real art gallery, right? Where there's like a centerpiece, but there's also like a couple like smaller pieces that are just like hanging out on the sides here. I think I like that idea a little more than trying to create like multiple windows and multiple settings. I think it's better to just go all in on one elegant looking piece first and foremost. Okay, so let me do here. I'm curious actually if we can illuminate the little shades there by dropping the lantern just below here, right? And then we can get illuminate these shades by just going right there, right? Like, dang, the lantern will show though, it looks like. Okay, actually, I wonder what happens if the lantern is just behind them. Like if it's just... I know that the Glade Lantern, the light often goes through stuff. Or maybe it really does need to just be shaded like that. Just really dark. Hey, Kara! Welcome to the stream. Very nice so far. Would Def live in my cupboard? Perfect. That's the goal of my life. Just people want to live in my cupboards. It's coming together pretty nicely. I'm pretty happy with it so far. So, okay, actually, before we go maybe let's see. Let's also experiment a little bit with like what the actual floral arrangement itself might be a bit. Because I think that's something that's very important. So, I mean, obviously this right now is already quite nice, I think, as it is. But I think that we can make it more interesting by making it a bit more custom, because that's, I mean, people know what this item is. It's just an item as it is. I think it'd be very nice if we glam it up a bit more, because then that will, yeah, I mean, just allow it to be something custom and something that people haven't seen before. So I think the way we want to do this, the way I was thinking of doing this, is that we might bring in some, we're gonna layer some items together. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? So first and foremost, we need a couple. So a couple things are going to happen here with this arrangement, right? We want a custom vase for the flowers to sit in, and then we want custom flowers to sit within that vase. With some of these flowers being potentially some of the ones that we use, right? So I think a resource that I was using, or a vein that I was thinking in, is there's a number of foods and things where if you consume them, they give you a little bit of a different piece to work with. What do I mean by this? Here's a classic one. Okay. Okay. Oh, hold on. Wait a second. Wait for it. Okay, so let me pull up the screen again. Here we go. Okay, so here's a classic example of what I'm talking about, right? So the devil's salad bowl, right? Deviled egg, play on deviled egg, that's very clever. Okay, as a salad bowl, that's fine. But the cool thing about this thing is that when you eat all of the salad in it, all you're left with is this bowl, right? Is a blank bowl, basically. So now what you have is this beautiful wooden bowl, which you can put anything else into, and you just, as long as you kind of rotate it a little bit so the fork bit that's sticking out the back there is hidden in the back, you basically have a custom thing to pot your flowers in or whatever you want, right? So this would be like a really good potential starting point for creating a custom vase for our ikebana setup, right? And as we were looking at ikebana stuff, right? I mean, that was, again, a big thing about ikebana is it's not just the flowers, it's as much about the vase that it's sitting in and the whole setup, right? And so I think this is where we can really start selling this as not just flowers on a stand, but really like a custom ikebana display. And it is true that many of the ikebana ones do actually have quite a wide bowl. Because traditionally, ikebana flowers are not flowers. Oh, that's maybe another good point. Generally speaking, I believe ikebana flowers are not flowers potted in something, right? So like in this case, this is actually like almost like flowers that are growing maybe out of this vase or something. But for ikebana, very traditionally, actually, the flowers are sitting in what's like basically this like pointy comb looking, or like pin board almost. And they're just clippings of flowers that are arranged very specifically for the presentation temporarily within that thing. That's how it's so shallow, right? So like if you look at some of these things, they're really, really shallow. And the reason that they're so shallow, how they can be so shallow, is because there's no dirt in there. It's just a little bit of water, and it's just these little things that allow the flowers to stick upward. And so I think that we're going to try to emulate something like that, where it doesn't look like a potted plant so much as it just looks like a dish that these things will sit within. And I wonder if we can do this. I'm taking a look. I have a couple of notes here of some dishes and stuff that we can potentially use. There's so many choices of what we could do with this. Assorted fruit. Oh, it's too I do actually kind of really like the idea of using the lettuce bowl, because I feel like it's really big and it feels very like right on the money for like what the whole ikebana thing's vibe is. I'm trying to quickly, so like here's some other potential options, right, that we could potentially look at are I do also really like a couple of these ones. Okay, so here again. So we have like the grilled eel set, and when you eat the eel set, you end up with this really pretty looking box. And I do think that could also be really nice if we just used just the box. But there is the issue of hiding like the bowl and some of these other things. So if this was really pressed up against a wall, we might be able to achieve that a little better, where we can hide pretty much the bowls and everything. But that might be a bit tricky with this. I do like though how this would be a really interesting, like ornate looking design, and a very unique shape that you're very not used to seeing flowers sitting within. Let's see, if you look here, it's just pretty far away from this backdrop. So what happens if we push the flower display all the way back to the wall itself, so that way we would actually be able to hide the okay, I guess first we'll push it all the way back to the wall, right? How does that look? Could be interesting. Yeah. Obviously, we can push the wall farther forward right now, I think. Oh, actually, the lights should come with the wall. So let's go. Okay, let's go back. Put that right here again. Let's maybe put it just inside. So there's a nice little... There is a gap here. I think I like the idea of potentially hiding a light right here, so you can really highlight the fact that there's a gap, and it'll shine the light up along the concrete or the locker here to really give the impression that there is depth going on, multiple layers of depth. Okay, so let's bring these farther forward. Let's see what happens. Okay, yeah, I don't think that looks too bad. So we could imagine, for example, let's just try this, right? Preview. There's also the this mini Oriental chawan mushi lunch, and if you eat that, then you get this beautiful little vase too. Same thing, right? So I think these are two potentially really good options. We can test this out too by just placing the items down and sort of using a bit of our imagination to imagine what it's like when they are empty. So, oh, even the Oriental udon lunch, right? So, oh, can we not place this on a, oh, we need to get behind here. Yeah. So, you can imagine. There we go. See, like this, right? And if we now just eat the actual udon in there, although that's actually kind of cool that it's steaming. It's like a fog machine almost, right? It's almost like it has a fog going on. But it's like you need to force perspective like this, because otherwise people would be like, what the hell's going on here, right? But if you force perspective on this angle, it's actually that looks pretty awesome, to be honest. It looks like there's a little bit of a steam rising, or like something, like maybe it could be, I don't know. Yeah, I think the steam looks kind of cool. But you could see how now that looks distinctly different silhouette-wise than if we have like that, right? Like if you have that, again, I think everybody registers, yeah, that's just the normal flower potted thing. But if you put that there, I think that that breaks it up quite a bit, and now you're suddenly like, whoa, that's a custom flower pot thing going on, right? So let's take a look at what does the udon look like when it's empty. There's several foods that all kind of do this similar thing. Oh yeah, the udon. Wow, actually the udon is really clean. It's just that really pretty looking bowl. It's just super minimal looking. I actually really like that. We might use the udon. Oh, I realized I was not showing that on screen. Let me show that on screen really quick. Okay, so that's the udon bowl we were looking at right now, right? And has the steam coming out. And if we eat the thing, you just have this, again, really clean looking singular bowl. Really, really pretty. Really, really, I think very perfect for this minimal, elegant look that we're going for. So the only thing though is that we have the tray. And I do really think that we would want to get rid of the tray, because I think it would look really nice if we actually just had the bowl just sitting there floating. So how can we do that? I think we're gonna do a little trick that I learned while I was doing a different build, which is, so here's a problem. Here's a problem we're gonna run into. Let's do this one step at a time though. Maybe I'll explain really quick. So the thing is, there's tabletop surfaces, right? And even though you can float a tabletop item literally anywhere XYZ axis that you want, if it's really close to a tabletop surface, a tabletop item will still try to snap up to a tabletop surface. But what we can do is trick this thing into snapping up to something that's hidden, and that way it won't actually snap up to the top of this locker. Because the lock right now, if I was to say put this into the locker, like sink this just like a few pixels below so the tray is gone, the problem is it would snap back up because it's so close to the tabletop surface of the top of the locker. But if we can hide, like for example, an antique wall shelf or Riviera wall shelf just below the surface here, and then put this item below that surface and let it snap up to the hidden item instead of the top of the locker, it won't double jump. It will only jump up once, snap to that surface, and then it'll stay there. So we can actually trick this thing into being just below the tabletop surface in that way. That might have been a lot to take in as I just sort of raffled it off, but I think you'll see what I mean as I execute on it. So this is, for anybody who knows or has seen some of my work with like the DJ decks and like in Prominence and some of the other things, this is a trick that I use there. This is one of the ways that you can work with some of these tabletop items, is by tricking tabletop items to snapping to something that's hidden, and they will, again, they won't keep snapping upward, right? They only need to snap once. As long as you give them, as long as they're floating in midair and they're looking for something to snap to, they'll pick the closest thing, generally speaking, and they'll snap to that. Then once it's there, you're kind of in the clear. It's a little finicky though, because sometimes you gotta play with the positioning a bit. But yeah, that's like a little bit of an advanced tip for anybody out there who is ever working with tabletop items and wants to hide them just below a tabletop surface. Hide like a shelf, like right in there, and then you can snap. Yeah, Rem, so you know what I'm talking about. Have you done this before? Also, Sunny, hi, welcome back to the stream. And are we opposed to dyeing the locker the same thing as the bowl? That might hide the tray. Not necessarily opposed to doing that, but I think that it's kind of nice if we can actually create the illusion that the bowl is sitting contrasted to the locker, right? So Teague, that's a good idea. That's definitely, in terms of literally just hiding the tray itself, I think that could accomplish the same visual feat of hiding the tray. But I think in my case, something that I really want is I want this thing to look like it's just sitting on the locker. And I want like I think this little subtle detail, instead of just hiding it, I think by giving it very visual distinct separation where the locker pops out from the bowl, I think that'll make it even more interesting when somebody looks at it and they go, whoa, what is that bowl? And where did you get that, right? Like, I think that's the whole thing here. It's so much about the subtle details and just trying to put them all together in a way that people haven't seen before, so that it kind of like tricks their mind into thinking they're seeing something they're not used to seeing, right? And I think that's kind of what we're going for here. I also think that the bowl is a little bit high because, again, we want to something that's very as I showed with ikebana here, right? I think like a very common thing is sometimes the vases are quite large, but something that is pretty common too is that the vases will be really shallow because, again, there is no need for soil in ikebana. The flowers are not meant to grow. Like, for example, you see this example. See how low this vase is? So I think this could be really cool to create this look using this, what we just talked about, where we sink the bowl into the ground and actually clip out a bunch of the bowl to give it this really shallow looking silhouette. So that way we get the really elegant bowl rim, but it looks like it's a really shallow dish. And I think that will really help, once again, separate it visually from sort of, people might just be able to eyeball that and go, boom, that's the udon bowl. But I think if we hide more of it, we're gonna get more of that effect where we're like, whoa, what is this? What is that item, you know? So, okay, so let me hide the Google Chrome window again as we work on this. Worth checking out though, let's take a quick look at some of these other items here. So, and oh, Rem, you're almost done with your build? Yeah, I saw that you submitted it to the tour, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what you have put together there. That'll be really, really cool. Oh, I'm just try out some of these other ones, right? So here's another bowl. This one actually doesn't have a tray that we need to hide, and if we consume this one, we would also get a very ornate bowl. If we eat all the food, we just have this really beautiful bowl. However, I think actually, as beautiful as this bowl is, I don't think it matches the ikebana theme of being very minimalist and very, like sort of tastefully held back. This feels like much more if we were going for a, like a sushi bar or something, where we want it to be a bit more loud and we want it a bit more intricate and have a bit more ornamentation to it. I think that's where these bowls would really shine. But I think it's a little bit too extravagant looking for this particular piece, which is extremely minimal in nature. So I'm gonna keep trying this. Here's the chawanmushi bowl. And I think this is another cute little take. We might actually use this one out in one of these other displays out here, I'm thinking. But here's another really cute bowl that I've seen a lot of people use for custom flower pots. See, look at this. Check this out. Look how cute that is. Wait, hold on, I can do that better. Let me nudge this over. Oh, why is that not going? Ooh. There we go. Okay. See, look at that. Look how a lot of people do this as well. I've seen variations on this where you use this little bowl because it's so pretty. Look at that. Again, you'd need to potentially hide this below the surface, but with the leaf thing going on, although to be honest, that doesn't look too bad by itself, right? But like that's also just like a really nice look where you hide flowers. It doesn't have to be this particular vase too. I mean, it could be other potted flowers and you put them within this beautiful little chawanmushi bowl and you have a custom flower pot. Again, super pretty. So But I think for our sake, using the udon bowl with how wide it is going to really help us out. Because I think, again, that is just really nice. It's really nice how wide that bowl is. One more thing I want to try. I want to try the eel set, because I think with the eel set, we had that really nice ornamentation. Okay, let me try. Where is the eel thing? Grilled eel. There it is. So if we take the grilled eel set here, right? Same thing, and we hide it. Again, we would consume this if we're actually going to use it. We're just going to rotate it here, and we would hide probably the other bowls in the back, right? So this would have to be a little bit tricky how we'd use it. But you could see how nice that could be, right? See that? Look how beautiful that really nice wave pattern is on the eel container. And if we were, I think with a little bit of a different setup, or maybe even on a kitchen counter or something like that, there's a space that this could exist in where we are able to completely hide the little bowls and stuff in back. And then you just have this beautiful little square box that would be sitting on a counter and could have little tchotchkes in it, or maybe flowers or something like that. So I think it might not work for this particular setup, just based off of the way that we're going to create all the depth and stuff with the layering here. But I think it could work in a potential other setup. So right now, though, we're going to try with the udon bowl. And I need to go get one, I think. I don't believe I just have one lying around. Hopefully it's not too expensive. Also, Sukiko, thank you very much. Converting your Prime sub to a Tier 1 sub. I'm glad to have you here. And always very thankful for any subs and all that from any of you, so... How are you enjoying the stream so far? How are you doing, Sukiko? Are you, what are you up to right now? Oh, perfect. Not even very pricey. Beautiful. Doing good. Got off of work 30 minutes ago. Oh, nice. Okay. Doing hunt boards. Oh, are you so like just going around for the Grand Company hunts and stuff? And you bought some new glamps or prominence. Ooh, that's exciting. Sugiko, were you were from Crystal though already, right? Or are you using the DC travel now to come with a main or something? Oh, okay, here, let's consume our food. Udon. So good. We got any fans of udon out there? Have you guys had udon? Do you know what that is? It's, well, I mean, it's this, but it's like the Japanese, it's similar to ramen for anybody who is not aware. But it has like these thick, much thicker, fatter white noodles. It's absolutely delicious. I highly recommend if you've never had it, you're missing out. And here we go. Okay, so oh, look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely. Okay. Oh, let's rotate this though. So we have the chopsticks in the back. I mean, not that it matters, I guess, because we're probably going to try to hide most of it anyway. Okay, so here's the thing that we're going to do though, right? Okay, hold on. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me give me an antique wall shelf. Let me turn up the lights a little bit too. Wall decorations. All the way down. Antique wall shelf. Okay, we'll use an antique wall shelf so that way we have the item freed up to use our Riviera wall shelf like normal. So if we have this, and we have our udon bowl. And see, Kiko's saying, first character was on Crystal, and then Ether, new character on Goblin. Goblin with the whale crew. Oh, okay, cool, yeah. So you have your new character here, and you're decking him out for prominence and stuff? That's awesome. We got anyone else here coming to prominence tonight? That'll be shortly after this stream is over. 8 to 10 p.m. PST. Tell your friends. I'm very excited to be playing again. Somehow it feels like it's been a little while. Like, I mean, it feels like I haven't played for quite a while. And I am excited to play some music again for you guys. Ooh, look at that. Yeah. See what I mean? Where if we hide the bowl, we can get this really interesting, like, custom bowl, maybe? I wonder if we would need to use 2 layers of this, where we hide some of the flowers. We hide some of the flower pot even lower in the bowl. Because I don't like that we see the vase popping up like that. One option is we put it farther forward, so that way it's less obvious. I'll have to play around with this a bit. Yeah, there we go, see? There we go, the tray is gone. And we could go like that. Okay, so this actually might be sticking right now, but it's gonna probably pop up later. But for the sake of just seeing what we're working on, there we go, see? Look at that. Look at that beautiful little custom floral display. You can obviously see the wood slat, but we'll take that out I can take it out right now. Hold on, where did it go? Oh, easiest thing is, let's just retrieve something that's lying around. Where's our Riviera wall shelf? Let's just grab this, remove it, and we should be able to grab our wood slats now. Move them away, disconnected from the shelf. There they go, okay. So now you can see how that looks. Look at that. I think that's looking pretty good. It's not done. I'm not done yet, though. We definitely want to do some more stuff with this. And oh, Sunny, do you have fresh udon noodles? Really? It's lying around. That you're using with the hot pot broth? Ooh, that sounds so good. Yeah. My goodness. Do it. Make it happen. And Liara, I think you're saying me as in you know what udon is, right? Are you a fan? Oh, you're saying yeah to coming to prominence, I think, actually. That's right. I'm betting that's what it is. Or possibly both. Hopefully it's both. And Tsukiko's, yeah, the goblin character is now my primary. Both level 90s though and completed story. Perfect. Yeah, I think nothing wrong with starting some multiple characters and enjoying the wonderful story again. And then also, yeah, just trying out more things. Okay. See, I really want that flower pot to go even lower. Here's the thing though. So even though I put that on a shelf, I actually think this might still snap upward. Let's just see. Let's just try this. So let me make sure this is floated. Let me make sure I rotated this just to lock it in place because I haven't left the room yet. It's the only thing I've actually floated off the ground. So let's just exit and come back in. I think that the udon bowl might pop up though. Because I think we need to do a slightly different thing to make it actually stick. Hell yeah, Liara. Can't wait to see you there. I'm excited, I'm excited. Here, while I'm loading back in again, I see we may have some other viewers in stream right now. So while this is loading in really quick, let me just show this again. So tonight, we have Prominence nightclub, and I'm performing there, which is my nightclub. I built this place, and there's some information on it. Yeah, I'll be the DJ there tonight. It's a nightclub that I built. You can see more info on the card there that I just linked. And yeah, hope you can come tonight. It'll be inside the club from 8 to 10 p.m. PST. So for anybody watching who's interested, you can come and check that out and hear some great electronic music and hang out. That'll be a good time. And yeah, see, here we go. Remember how I said, oh, it's going to snap up once I leave the room? So this is the problem that I ran into when I was building, when I'm building in the past. It will look like the tabletop item freezes in place, but when you leave the room, it will snap upward. But what I found out though is that it will only, it won't snap upward twice, right? And what I mean by this is, right now, the antique wall shelf is, if we look at the antique wall shelf, right? We can see it's here still. And it's floated at the correct height that we wanted this thing to actually sit at, right? So what we need to do is actually put these two items just below the antique wall shelf, leave the room, and let them auto snap up to the antique wall shelf, right? And then when they do the little self-correcting thing and snap to the antique wall shelf, they won't auto-correct twice in a row. Or at least that is how it worked in my previous things that I was building. So let's demonstrate that, right? You saw how right there, they're on the antique wall shelf, we sunk them into the locker, they're the perfect height, but when we left the room and came back in, they popped back up, right? Okay, so let's try this again. And this time we're gonna try the little trick method here, okay? So let's grab our Riviera wall shelf. Okay. So I hope this works correctly because I haven't tested this in like all types of scenarios necessarily. So there is a chance that it won't quite work how I hope it will. But I think I have a pretty good grasp on how it goes. Okay. So I'm gonna put this a little off. That way it has there's a little bit of that movement to it. Because if you noticed when you're looking at the pictures of the ikebana, there's always like a sort of, it's not about just like being symmetrical or that kind of thing. It's a lot about the flow. And often what they seem to like to do is they offset their flowers to one side or the other and kind of have them either flowing to the other side or even just like heavily only leaning to one side and like letting the negative space be part of the design itself. So I like this where the flowers are not really dead center. They're kind of off to the side. Just so you know like why I'm positioning them that way. And okay, so here we go. So we're going to position them and we're going to put them way lower than they need to be. And hopefully they'll snap up to the antique wall shelf and not the top of the locker. Right? So I think if we go about like here even, right? We got to make sure we position this correctly. So like putting this, I think about there. Possibly even touch farther, but I think that might be like I'll go a touch farther in if I can, if it'll let me grab the wood slats. There we go. Yeah, because they're a little bit far forward. So let's move these a little farther back. Okay, so let's go right? Like there. Takes a little bit of spatial awareness there. Okay, so now we gotta disconnect these. Let's put a planter partition down and we can take that away. Disconnect everything, so now we can take out the Riviera wall shelf and take out this thing here. Okay, so now if I exit the menu, okay, so the flowers and the udon bowl are hidden completely in here. They're not snapping up to anything, just as we saw last time. But now, I think what will happen is we can leave the room. And if we come back in the room, they will snap up to the first thing that they can snap to, which is the antique wall shelf in there, and not the top of the locker. If all goes well. Oh, dang it. Okay. Plan. Okay. How did... Oh, okay. I think I know what has to happen. So that didn't quite work. Okay. Sometimes you mess things up, you know? So it might be that we need to move either the antique wall shelf farther away, or I think what we can do is we need to move the locker away first and let it snap to the antique wall shelf and then adhere there and then move the locker back in place. I think that actually might be what I had to do for the other pieces that I did as well, where it was, yeah, let me see, let me show you. Okay, so we're gonna go here, go lower. Okay, so what we need to do is take the locker away. Or again, we might need to move the antique wall shelf a little bit lower, but what we want to do is, okay, so take this, right, and let them snap up to, so if I go like this right now, what should happen is when I leave the room, they should snap up to, they should be looking for something to snap to and then snap to the antique wall shelf. Then if I put the locker back in, hopefully they won't keep snapping upward. It might be though that you need to make the jump a little bit more varied. Is there a shelf in the locker? It's a good point. I don't think there is, but I'll take a look. Like an internal shelf that we could just put it on. I don't think it would be shallow enough up to the top is the problem, right? So... okay, so there, it's snapped to the top of the antique wall shelf, right? Now without moving the antique wall shelf, I think, I could be wrong though, that if I put this back in, oh, it's a little misaligned, but that's okay. We can always fix that later. I'll just move it ever so slightly off. Okay, so I think now that I put that in, but it already snapped up to the shelf, I think if I leave and I come back, it won't snap up again. I should have jotted down notes on exactly how I did this before. I'll have to, if this doesn't work, I'll experiment more off stream and I'll have to come back with a little mini tutorial on how to achieve this and kind of test the limits and stuff, how that works or doesn't work. Dang it. Yeah, it snapped up again. So I know though that this can work because I think it's just because it's so close like that. It's just such a small little difference. Yeah. Okay, we could always try something different in an approach. For example, trying to just find something that can just cover the tray. I mean, to be honest, it's not the end of the world if the tray is showing. We could also just use a different bowl or a different vase or something. Like, that's not the end of the world if it looks like that, right? I think it looks still pretty good. But I think it's because it's just so close in terms of how high this thing is. Also, per your suggestion, let's take a look at what the inside of the locker looks like. Yeah, see, there is a shelf on the inside of the locker, but it's very far down. So we really need it to, we would need it to be like really, really high up here. That's okay, it's okay. We can figure this out. I don't think it's a matter of rotating. I think it's a matter of... It might be... Do I need an actual table? I'm not sure if I need an actual table or not. That could be it, though. Or, like, for example, one thing maybe we could do is just covering it with something else that looks closer to the concrete. So tabletop, like there was a table mat, right? You know, or if there was like a second bowl or something that was really, really shallow, a plate, then maybe it would look a little different. Towels? Right, we could put it on a little towel thing and just have a little pillow that it's sitting on top of. That could be interesting. Although that doesn't really fit with the whole minimal thing, I think. Cardboard boxes, top, that could be interesting. Open book, There is the table mat, right? I think the table mat that was really thin. It's like really, really, really thin. Right, it has no height to it at all. Yeah, that's not gonna work then. Okay, let's maybe just try shifting the antique wall shelf a lot lower. Or not a lot lower, but like a little bit lower. Oh, too low. Oh, I actually really do like that for the flowers. Something very low like that. Super low profile. You know, this would be easier in a house too if you just were able to use one of the pillars or posts popping up out of the floor instead of actually having the locker there. Because that could make... Then you're not using... It's not a tabletop surface anymore. So then that would actually not have this issue. Okay, here we go. Rem, you've done this before, so I think you might... It's on the second shelf of the open showcase, but I sank the showcase so that the second shelf would be the last. Yeah. Or actually, wait, I'm wondering. You know, now that I'm thinking of, yeah, wait, so I think coding-wise, I don't think you can snap twice. I think it's more, is it more that it needs to... Oh, you know why, though? What I was doing, the item was a lot taller. And so I think in that case, you're right. Like, I think you need the shelf to be low enough where if it's looking for a place to snap to, it wouldn't be able to snap all the way up to the top one. It's like just below the snapping point. Because like right now, it's so close that the whole plant and everything could just jump to the highest possible point. But if the shelf was like just low enough, it wouldn't have that option. I do wonder though if I start the location of the vase a lot lower to the point where it's just low enough that it can snap up to the shelf but not to the top of the locker, if that will actually let it settle in just below the surface. That sounded probably way more complicated than it needed to be as I'm saying it, but let's try this. Okay, so let's okay, put our shelf. Okay, now let's take our Riviera wall shelf. Take our items, put them both on here. Okay, and we're gonna put this way lower. Hopefully, we're gonna get it to the point where it will only snap up to the antique wall shelf there. Okay, I'm curious if I do it like this. Like, can it even jump that high? I'm not even sure if it can. But we'll see. I think it needs to be a little bit higher than that to jump upward. Man, yeah. Part of housing is trying to parse out all these little tiny intricacies of it. Oh, I missed this earlier, but it sounds like Sunny is going to have some udon and some of that hot pot right now. That sounds so good. Enjoy, Sunny. If you're still here and you can hear me, delicious. Send me some. It sounds amazing. I am admittedly making myself quite hungry, so I will have to have coffee to suffice right now. Okay, so it didn't snap up. Not high enough. Oh, you know what would be good? Yeah, we can... Hold on. We can make this easier on ourselves by taking this and flipping this around and opening the locker. I don't know why that didn't occur to me before, but like, we don't have to like guesstimate where this thing is within the locker. 'Cause we can just do this. Ah, there it is. See? Genius. There we go. Okay, so now Why is this backwards now? Oh, it snapped to the shelf in the locker, actually. That's why it was backwards, and I rotated the locker. Oh, that's interesting. It was actually closer to snapping to the locker shelf than it was to snapping to where I put it. Man, okay, here we go. Oh, what am I doing? Getting too wildin'. People still say that? I don't know. Am I cool and hip and with it? Yo yo. Here we go. Okay, let's get a little higher. Okay, so it needs to be closer to snapping to the shelf than it is to the thing, but not so high that it can snap to the... Okay. Okay, a little bit higher, I think. Oh god, this is splitting hairs over this, but I think getting this right will give us the result we want. Okay, so if I go... So... just past the halfway point, right? So it's closer to snapping to the antique wall shelf than it is to the top of the locker. And I don't think it can make this high a jump, but it might be able to make that high a jump. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, so like that. Okay, let's just see what happens. I'm gonna like try inching it forward. Oh, you know what? I should really do the, I need to get a never-ending journey. I don't really do that enough. Sending via airmail. Thank you, Sonny. Teague with those red glow sticks. I think this will be the first time I've had a Prominence proper event where all the glow sticks are active, I think. Because last time I tried to put them live, but then Twitch took their sweet time giving permission, I think. So, right? I think, is that correct? Teague and everybody? I think this will be the first time that the glowies are all fully active for a Prominence opening, yeah? What is it called? Unending Journey? Hopefully these are not too expensive. That's not... Can you craft this? Whatever. I think it will be, right, T? Yeah. That's exciting. Oh, right. I need to remove the actual, I forgot. How silly of me. Oh, there. I need to actually move the wall shelf. There we go. Now we can actually preserve the height there. Okay, so let's try this. I've never actually done this before, but I know that this is a thing. So for many of you, I think you leave the house and then you come back in to set things in place, right? And lock them in place. But what I've heard is you can just do this. You have the never-ending journey, or the unending journey. And you just open this up, and then I think you... What is it? Play a cutscene, and then you just cancel out of it. Well, I guess with my slow load times, perhaps that is not exactly as fast as it sounds. Oh, it needs to... if you can load really fast, then you can just do this and skip out of the cutscene. And it does the same thing. It loads you back into a new thing. So if you wanted to float things in place and that kind of thing, you don't actually need to walk outside. You can use the never-ending journey. I think I need to make sure I know how that works exactly. I'm not sure. I think you do need to hit play, and then you just load in, skip cutscene, come back. Because yeah, it's just, this doesn't actually set you, it's not New Game Plus, it's just loading a cutscene. But the, yeah, that load. So if you have a much faster setup that lets you load really fast, then that would be faster than you necessarily leaving the house and coming back inside. But in my case, not so much. Okay, so that is not high enough to snap. Let's give it a touch more height. Okay, touch more. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. I guess it is technically, this is maybe faster than like loading. Oh, yeah, see, it already kind of loaded for me, I guess from the last time, so. Oh, it's still not snapping. Let me just try this again. Let me just make sure that this is actually doing what I think it's doing. Because what would I need to do? Okay. I want to make sure I know that the never-ending journey is doing what I want it to do, so I'm going to float these things. But then I'm not going to rotate them, and they should snap. One should snap back and one shouldn't, right? So if I do it like this. Okay, so they're both floated. Inventory, rotate one. So this one should stay floated and that one shouldn't, right? So if I go into the never-ending journey now and I hit play, and then I skip the cutscene, I should be able to pop out, and one's on the ground and one's floated in midair. There it is. Okay. So there you go. There's proof that it works. So this is the same thing as loading out of the house and loading back in. This thing is now floated and frozen. This thing is back on the ground and reset. So. Okay, let's do this again. A little higher. Okay, if this doesn't work, I'm just gonna go focus on the rest of the stuff. I know this is kind of bogging it down a little bit. Let me ask you guys, for everybody, I mean, I know many of you are maybe not, or, you know, doing other things and stuff too, but question for you, would you rather see me just build really fast on stream, but it'd be really kind of imprecise or possibly not really the final thing, and then I kind of fix it off stream, like some of the more micro adjusting and stuff, so you won't really get to see me build the final thing per se. You'll kind of see me more just like sort of throw everything down and like lay it out a bit? Or would you rather actually see stuff like this, where I'm like, you know, like you see like what I would do if I wasn't on stream per se, right? Like just the full on process. What would you all prefer? I am curious to hear your thoughts. Do you like hearing every little detail of what I'm thinking and how I would do everything? or yeah, do you prefer to just see me build, you know, fast and more exciting, I guess, and kind of anytime there's something would bog it down, just kind of say, forget it, we're not, I'll fix it off stream. Okay, Liara is saying... Oh shit, I didn't use the never-ending journey. Yeah, Liara is saying, love seeing the whole process. Seeing how you decide what to do and what items to use. Okay. Okay, cool, cool. Wow, this thing really doesn't... Okay, so where is this right now? It's like right... Just the bowl's barely touching the shelf there. Wow, how high does this have to go to snap up? Anyone else? Anyone else have a thought on that? Would you like to see me do more just really fast building? And kind of, yeah, not worry so much about the details and talking through all the little things, which sometimes means, like in this case, that I'm kind of figuring stuff out live, which might mean that it doesn't work. And so it might be me doing like the same thing, kind of the same thing over a few times, to try to get something working properly. And like for some builds, there's no way that I'll be able to blaze through it, because I just simply, I can't always like basically pre-build, you know, and so sometimes it will just, it will be a necessity to kind of figure stuff out live if we're trying something very new. Yeah. I do enjoy the whole process. A speed build seems like it could be fun though. Okay. So I'm kind of, I mean, it is true that I feel like both have their place. Let me ask, like maybe, would it be something you'd want to see where I start maybe tagging a little bit more like the streams? So in terms of certain streams, like for example, I'll say housing, and at the end of the little blurb or the prompt, especially for you guys who are like in my Discord and for who will see the go live notifications, you know, maybe put like speed build, like in quotes or something, or like in brackets, and then versus other streams, it'll be like process or something. And then you guys will know what that means, where it's like, and maybe even people can subtly kind of cue in on that and kind of be like, okay, so today's build is much more about like just building really fast. And then some builds, you know, it's a little bit more of like, just like slow and steady. Okay, Rem's saying, yeah, you like, you don't mind seeing, you don't mind either, but you do love the processes because, yeah, seeing like how to achieve an effect like this kind of lets everybody learn more together. True, yeah. So I mean, for the people who are really into like getting in the nitty gritty of how housing works and stuff, we're all kind of learning this together, in some sense, when we test these things out. You could always try it. Tsukiko's saying you could always try it out, and if it doesn't get good feedback, then you go back. True, yeah. So I mean, it is true that when I did the speed building using NPC items, well, admittedly, it was also, I think, the catch of it being NPC-only items. But that did really well, and people really liked that. Oh, there it is. I think we got it, guys. Wait. It snapped up to the antique wall shelf, but not to the locker? Okay, wait. Here's the big question, though. Can I leave again, and will it snap up again, though? Please, please, please. Okay, I haven't turned yet. Let me turn. Oh my god. Okay. Yes! We did it. There it fucking is. Okay. I think we got it. There you have it, everybody. Okay, so Now, here, wait, let's see if I can close the locker and flip this back around. Oh, for the love of God, if I accidentally... Oh, that's interesting. Uh-oh, wait, do I need to disconnect these? Oh, God. If I flip this around... Okay, you know what? We're gonna take a chance here. I have at least the Riviera wall shelf frozen at the correct height, so we can always reset this. So I need to turn this lock around though. I'm gonna disconnect these things. And grab this. Oh God, no. Hold on, how do I gonna do this? Because if I rotate this... Yeah, because see, they're actually stuck to the locker right now. Interestingly, they're not stuck to the antique wall shelf? But they kind of are. See, they're weirdly stuck in between. Okay, well... This might just mean I have to just change the way I do this a little bit, but... You know what? That actually doesn't look too bad, I gotta say. Even flipped around like that. Although I really wish it was on this side looking to the left, but... You know what? For the sake of this, let's just try that. Okay, I rotated it. What happens if I leave and come back? I'm never ever touching this Riviera wall shelf. It's gonna stay like that forever now. I think... Okay, hold on. What happened? Ah, it popped back up. Okay, so rotating... Yeah, you can only... You can't rotate it once it's set. I think I disconnected them and all that stuff, and that kind of resets the frame of reference for these items. So the trick here is we got to put the items in... I'm gonna move the walls away, then I can look in the back instead. Okay, but the trick here is gonna be that we need to set these things in place and then not touch them, basically. So in some sense, this would be the last step that we would do. And so for the sake of maybe the timing on this, let's set everything else in place and then reset the potted plants at the very end. I think that'll be really nice. And I think, let's see here. Yeah, let's like work on the lighting and some of the other things first, and then we can worry about messing around with getting that in place. Okay, but this Riviera wall shelf is going to stay here forever. So I need this to just like hide in the back here and not move. Or, you know what? It's fine. It can just go sit in the corner here. Timeout. Okay, you stay there forever. I'm just gonna use an antique wall shelf now, because I don't want to touch that thing. In fact, as a safety precaution, I'm gonna mark the height of this using these bathroom tiles. Okay, that way if the Riviera wall shelf leaves, I can use that as a marker, which means I could probably pull it away, but whatever, I'm just gonna get an antique wall shelf. It's not a big deal. Okay, what was I saying before that all happened? The NPC only item speed build is one of my most successful streams and videos that I've done. And I do think that is potentially a combination of the fact that it was both an NPC item only build as well as it being fast. Like it all happened in one stream, pretty much. But I do think, yeah, I think that there could be both. I guess, I don't know if it's like better to try to have a heads up, like for people like, oh, you know, if you're the kind of person who only wants to see speed builds, giving you the tag or something like that will let you know before you even jump into stream what to expect, so that you're not like, I came for the exciting stuff and I'm here, this is like much more down tempo. I don't know, I guess there's a toss up there, right? Because on the flip side, you might some people might not know that they want to see the slower stuff. And if you just don't say it up front, then they might just give it a shot and then end up really liking it. I don't know. You know, I think about this kind of stuff all the time, like how to present information to everybody. Like in a marketing sense, but even just like from a communication sense, right? Like I don't want people to feel misled or blindsided by anything I'm doing. So I want to give enough information. It's always very clear what's going on. So that way you don't expect, for example, a super chill stream and you come in and it's complete, I don't know, screamo music chaos or something like that. But I'm always like a little unsure on exactly how best to really play that out, you know? It can be a little tricky to figure out like what's the right amount of information. Like when is it too much or when is it just enough? So always help me. You can always help me out with that, guys. You know, if you can think sometimes of if like you see me doing something and you're kind of like, that was a little confusing. Like maybe, you know, in the future, like it'd be cool if you could tag that one a little bit differently, or if you called that this or that stream something a little different. I've tried to do a decent job though of branding most of the streams that we do as certain things, you know. Tours are kind of different than DJ sets, different than just build with me kind of stuff, and all that. Okay, so this is the look that I really like. I'm curious, let's maybe we could see, okay, so what else do we want to do with this? What time is it right now? Okay, we are getting 6:30. All right, what can we do? So we're gonna recess that in. Oh, right. So we wanted to add a light in the front here. And by we, I guess I mean I wanted to add a light there. So let's start playing a little bit more with that lighting. I really think lighting is underrated. Like underappreciated how much, like, even something like technically speaking, or not technically speaking, complexity speaking, this is not that complex in terms of the number of items, but I think what really makes it shine is the lighting. And that's something that I think, though, is very hard to, it can be kind of tricky to get that right, you know? Any photographer that knows this, I mean, that lighting is like just absolutely crucial. Okay, so here's what I want to do, right? So we have this little lantern, and see how, so right now the backdrop is lit, but I really want to create even more separation of layers. So I'm thinking if I can put a lantern right there, see how that illuminates the concrete there? Just slightly. So that way the concrete pops out. I kind of like that it gets silhouetted by the backdrop there, but I want it to just have a little bit of shine so that you can see the bottom edge here glowing a bit more, right? But it can still, like, this is a little too much, because now it's the contrast against the backdrop is kind of getting lost, and we can admittedly dye the locker, but I think just a touch farther in allows the locker to be a little bit darker and contrast with the background, but then also we get the really nice shine, right? So, right, because again, well, here, I can show this. Like, if I go like this, right? There, without it. Oh, and it's gonna add even more glow to the back too. I just realized that too. You can see the back of the wall there. It'll glow a lot more if we use the light here. Okay, so I want just like that, I think. There, that's good. I think that'll be nice. Okay, and oh, here's a second lantern too. So we had the second lantern Okay, let's see how we can use this one as well. So putting this, there we go, with that extra glow. So that's in front of the locker. Really want to illuminate that wall though. There we go. Right to that point where it gets really bright. There we go. That's that separation I'm looking for. There we go. Yes, I really like this edge to glow, so that way it's nice and bright. I think we could actually make this even more dramatic by raising this up off the floor, the lights very slightly up off the floor. So they're not visible, but they would be just off edge here. And that would make the glow here even more dramatic. And then there was the idea of taking a light and putting it inside the locker, which we might actually need to do this as a final step after we put the plants in place, because I think it's going to cause some snapping issues if we don't do it that way. But yeah, so here we go, right? Without it, right? And then with it, if we put it near the front of the locker, we can get that little bit of extra glow on the flowers there. You can see how the flowers are kind of underlit now, versus if I put this away, it kind of goes away a little bit. I think having a little bit more of that glow around them. Bit of there, that silhouetting to the backdrop too, right? Gives that the silhouette of the flowers a bit more dramatic stuff, right? So right now they get a little bit lost in the background, but if I add the light here, see, they really pop out from the back right there. They really pop out from the background a lot more. And then there's just a subtle difference of, you can see the light moving within the leaves there. So it's just a matter of how I want this to look. So I think it's like right about... I'm trying to reset my eyes for every couple seconds here. Just a little bit. Like that. Where is that light? Oh, it's right there. To be honest, that's totally fine. I think... Oh, you know what? Maybe we could see if we could hide it, though. But the point is that this display should be seen from this viewpoint, right? Like, if you can break your immersion by looking in the back or whatever, but like, the point is they should walk in the room and see this. Bam! This view, right? Nimbus! Hello, Nimbus. Welcome back. How are you doing? Okay, I want to make sure this is low enough that it's not going to snap upward. So we know that right below where that Riviera wall shelf is, things don't really snap up past that point. So this can, I think, float in the middle of the locker without actually snapping upward. Okay. There we go. There we go, and it's actually hidden there too. Perfect. Okay. So let's disconnect this. Actually, I kind of want to meter where this height is, so let's disconnect this using this method. Store. Oh, actually, it's not going to work like that. That's okay. Okay, so there we go. think I need to use some more measurement things, right? Like I think using the bathroom tiles here, I'll set one that's a bit lower while I remember the height. A lot of like mental remembering stuff, right? So I think the difference in height was about there. The shelf was like just below it, just enough where it won't snap upward. Okay, so let's use the never-ending journey again. It's not never. I keep calling it never-ending journey, right? It's the unending journey. Never-ending journey is that movie, right? Oh, you're tired. A lot been going on, Nimbus? Any clips? Clips. Hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome back. How are you? Nimbus and Eclipse, check out the thing we've been making. It's my little Japanese ikebana stuff. Never Ending Story, that's the one. Thank you, Laura. You guys can, yeah. This is like, I mean, it's fairly simple, but yeah, it's our little Japanese floral display. And I'm trying to put in some of the custom lighting and all that stuff in right now to really try to make it, I guess, extra pop and unique and different. Let's try dyeing the locker too. Let's see, steel locker, yeah. Okay, let's try painting this. Let's see what happens. Okay, so if I have this, white. Oh, there, it pops out even more. Can go a little darker, a little darker. Okay, we could try the thing Nimbus was talking about, right? Where we kind of have the shelf, the tray actually disappear by itself just because of it being along, all dark like that. It's like that, right? Maybe. Or, is it this? Yeah, like this would be probably closest where so it does disappear from this angle. It does kind of disappear, but so this is like, I guess, just a matter of perspective, right? But like, so I think, oh, not Nimbus, was it, Teague was saying this earlier, but Teague, so if you're still here, right? So here's like dyeing the locker dark. And then it is true that the tray disappears, but so in my opinion, I think, do you see what I was talking about where like by dyeing the locker dark to make the tray disappear, it works. But then the overall silhouette becomes kind of like a little bit fused together more. Whereas, you know, so here it feels a little bit more fused together between the bowl and the stand itself, right? Whereas without the dye there, that kind of lets the fact that there is a display sitting on top of this thing really stand out. As opposed to maybe someone thinking that like it's kind of like one giant vase or something, right? I think this is kind of nice where you have that distinct separation of color. And we might even push it a little farther by dyeing it like Snow White or something, right? Like this is the normal color. That helps it jump out at you even more. Could even go with a color, maybe like a red. Like that's kind of cool, right? Like having this like red pop out at you. Or maybe like a yellow. No, that doesn't look good. Green? Color theory. Just a nice darker brown, lighter brown. Let's see, how does that look this compared to the base? So there's the gray. It's kind of nice if you do this a little bit more brown color. Helps match with the overall tones of everything. I wonder if like a blue would be interesting. Kind of blue and orange, you know? It looks okay. I think it's a little... I think the Japanese tones are just so much more muted, like having too much color to it kind of throws everything off a bit. So I think it would be either this or maybe like this. The touch of that brown there. Let's see, this... Well, let's turn off the HUD. Like that. There it is with this is the regular steel. I think maybe the Snow White, just to have that pop out a little bit more at you. Do I have Snow White dye still on me? I do. Okay. Okay, paint. So this, Snow White. Little bit of a difference, but it just helps it separate from the background just a little bit more, I think. And makes it not just the base locker color, you know? This is a little bit more marbly looking and a little less steely looking, maybe. Okay. And Nimbus, oh, you waited till this week to work on a cosplay you need for contest this weekend. So sleep is not an option at the moment. Coffee! I'll join you. Coffee. Let us coffee hydrate together. Or dehydrate? I do think coffee is actually not hydrating. Right? Coffee cheers! Woohoo! Here you go. Coffee free hydrate redeem for you. Coffee! Bean water unite! Bean water lovers unite! Yo, what cosplay are you working on? Is it the A2? I know you showed us A2 and Peach, but I think those were your past cosplays, right? Are you working on a new one? Or wait, am I mixing you up with someone else? No, I think that was you, right? Yeah. Who shared the A2 and Peach cosplays in the Discord? Okay. Let's see, how are we gonna do, what are we gonna do, what else are we gonna do here? Okay, you know what I think would be kind of cool? I think we need to just go all in on really making this singular thing the focal point. Okay, so we're gonna go. Okay, so I think this is gonna be our single focal point. Now what I wanna do is okay, so what I'm thinking is that we need to take out, like we need to pull the sides of this room in and really just make it really narrow. And we're gonna have lighting emanating in between some slats, or like in between the flooring here. That'll make maybe more sense in a moment. Like I want it to be, I wanna have some really creative uses of lighting here that really tease you up to look at this thing. So I'm wondering, a beam of light, that might be hard to do. No, I think your vantage point when you walk in, it's gotta be, so it's gonna be this, right? So everything needs to just lend itself to seeing this thing. Okay, let's try this. Right, partitions, I need some blank hanging partitions. Okay. Okay. Da 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 da. Okay, hold on, let me crank the light back up. You just see what I'm doing. Where did that note? There it is, there it is, there it is. Okay. Okay, yeah, see, I like this. I like that this feels now like a very narrow gallery, almost. And what I think I want to do is actually I want to put some other stands popping up in the middle. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. Where'd my stage panel go? And the wooden skylights, are they still here? Or did I put them in a retainer? I might have put them away. Because I had more of them. Oh, they're there. Imitation wooden skylights. And grab the beams. Okay. And move this down to the same height as this one. To the right. Be a little bit lower if anything. Okay. And now, so what I'm thinking here is I kind of think it'd be cool if we had these be our walkway, but if we left a gap here where we can put some lights in here, and there would be these like light beams that kind of just like run the walkway. That way, when the lights are off, wait, let's show. It's easier to show than to tell. So my Glade lanterns. Okay, so wait, let's turn the lights back down. Right, so with the lights off, and with this in here, I think we can get a really cool glowing effect, right? So that way, this is what I mean, right? Where if we have some recessed lights here, like that, right? And we have a couple of these running along, then we get this beam of light that's like running along this length that leads you to this. And it kind of illuminates you in a way as you're walking. There we go. See the recessed lighting along the wall too? I think that would just look really cool if, see, all around there's just this kind of glow like this that's running all along. It'd be really cool if we had more moving lights, to be honest. I also wonder what it would look like with lanterns. So let's look at this. Like if we used directed light, right? These kind of lanterns, right? So same thing here, right? Where, oh, that's a nice, I like that, the color tone of that better. So, right, if we can go like this and have a few little points that lead you out to here. Let's fix the rotation on these. That's kind of weird. Right, so what happens if it's right in the middle? I kind of like when it's hidden though, in a way. Right, so yeah, like that, right? Where it really just glows and this whole chamber is gonna glow. In a way, though, I almost want it to be, this little band to be thinner. I want it to be like really barely a gap, but just enough that you can actually see the light peeking through. I can't even see. Okay, I think I went a little too far there. There we go. Just that little gap. And now we have okay, so I just want there. See, I just want this to illuminate like that. Just that little. Ideally, I really wanted to actually glow really brightly. I really wanted like the edge of this to really look like it's glowing yellow. I might be able to actually still do that by painting this yellow, putting another one in here just below the surface, right? Like let's try this. So what if I did this? Oh, and Nim is saying, yeah, it's a new one. That was me, yeah. Ooh, you're working on Aerith's dress. That's gonna be really pretty. The red one, my goodness. That's quite a complicated one. But, I mean, absolutely beautiful. Are you gonna go for also making one of the Tifa outfits as well? Or do you have like a friend who's maybe doing Tifa? Do you have the trio? Someone Cloud, someone Tifa, someone Aerith? Because that'd be pretty awesome. I can't see shit. Hold on, let's see. Here we go. Okay. Ba-ba-ba. There we go. Okay. So what I was thinking is like, what if we did something that's just below the surface, like there. Right? So there, it's just below the surface in both ways. But now, I kind of wonder if I try dyeing this, if I can get a really cool looking band. I need to disconnect this though first, before I accidentally have these things snap in ways I don't want them to. Okay. So there we go, right? So now I wonder if we can go... There, yeah. See? Okay, so now we could do this. And have like a little bit of a pop of... a small, very subtle, but small pop of color in here. So you need something really bright, right? Like bright yellow. I thought the bright red would pop out a little bit more. That does look really cool in a very subtle way though. Maybe when we add the rest of the lighting in here, it will look really nice. But I like that. I kind of like just having, you know, there, you know, even that, right? Like, this is the look I wanted, right? Though, where you walk in and there is this little like band, like something a little bit interesting going on with the floor there. And if you had one on either side and then the areas around here all illuminated, I think that would look really cool. And very like custom, very different than just your standard room. And so I need 2 more skylights. And then let's keep building. Let's keep seeing what else we could do with this. So I think we talked about doing this too, right? Like along the walkway, putting in some additional lockers, which we could invert them against each other, and that way we won't see the little locker part as much. But like this. Okay, so okay, take this, put a little light in here. Curious what happens, okay, if I put it inside the locker. Yeah, there we go. Right, so like, should be higher. I kind of want it to splash up the wall. There, like that, you know? Actually, with the wood slats, it's kind of cool too, even. But yeah, see if we have... I think it needs more yellow-orange glow around the room. Oh no, and you're the only one of your friends who cosplays? Would love to have a Tifa and Cloud. Well, maybe you make some friends from Final or something who might be interested in cosplaying. I would imagine though, whatever cosplay meetup or something, or is it for a photo shoot that you're trying to get it completed for, or are you doing it for like a group meetup or something somewhere where you can find yourself a Cloud? Let's see. Okay, also one other thing I remember I picked up. So I remember we were using these in the aquascape thing, and I kind of thought maybe they could be interesting in here too, right? So I think these also could be either objects in here, right? Like just like interesting in a museum kind of way, right? They're like objects, found objects of interest, but they could also be very much like, you know, utilized in here. In fact, this even gives you the a little box that could arguably be what you want. But I was kind of thinking like, you know, this. It's a little too big though, but if you hid most of it and you just had the branch, I think that could be really interesting, right? So, let's see here. Disconnect this. Oh, let's pick up the never-ending. Or it doesn't really matter, we can pick up anything. Remove ivy curtain. Put it there. Okay, where's the coral object? So, you know, further adding to our ikebana display right there, like something that I think a lot of ikebana does is they utilize branches and stuff, right? They use, it's more than just the flowers. So I think we could accent this even more by hiding most of this, but just utilizing an extra branch basically, right? So we go like this. We need to play around a little bit with like hiding that little bit that's poking out. But I think, you know, you could get some potentially pretty cool looking Really like that movement going that way. But I don't like that it's sticking out like that. But see, I like that you can do this, right? And you could get that extra little something poking out. Let's see. Should keep it higher. Let's try higher. So there's a con that has a cosplay contest this Saturday. There is a general Final Fantasy meetup I'll be swinging by. Unfortunately, I won't be there at the day that's going on. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, but you're going for the contest. And hopefully, well, we wish you the best of luck. I'm sure you'll do wonderfully. Ooh, here we go. Wait, here we go. That's cool. Right there. Right, like... There. That's like... Oh, it's poking out a little bit in the back. Okay, we can fix this. But I like that this is adding a bit more of, like, you know, visual interest to this thing. You know, just something, again, a bit more custom looking. Make sure we get it in the bowl so it's not jutting out. Maybe even rotate it a bit. Yeah. Okay, we need to play around with that a bit more, I think, but I kind of like where that could be going. So I think, yeah, this could be interesting with also maybe adding in some other flowers to this, into the mix here. Or even repositioning the main plant. Wait, where is it? It's kind of... That's sticking out maybe a bit in the back, but that's okay. That's not really what people see. And then see if we go here. And maybe position this a little bit farther forward. Yeah, see there. Oh, there we go. That layering, right? With the flowers kind of coming out in front. What do they look like on the other side? Let's try rotating it and just see what happens if we do different directions. No, I don't like that as much. I like it. I like that everything's sweeping to the one side. It feels very, like it's supposed to be that way, you know, very... Yeah, actually, to be honest, how it was. It kind of breaks up the silhouette, though. The coral thing might work a little better if it was different flowers. I'm not sure. This doesn't have as strong a silhouette. If you look at, like, I think, yeah, I don't think this has as strong a silhouette as here. Let's do side by A/B testing. Okay, so, right, like, you can see, like that. I think that the cleanliness of that, the minimalistic side, is a little bit more delicate looking, as opposed to that. Although, admittedly, the light pops back in there too now. But, yeah, I really like, how clean it is without that, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Okay, I'm gonna pull the coral out. And let's grab this back out. Hopefully not messing with the light that's inside there. Okay. Yeah, see, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I kind of think that in the sort of Zen minimalist thing, I think this works a little better in terms of just being like much more, it's like more visually distinct, all the different pieces, which I think is very ikebana-like. You know, again, like this is what we're going for here, right? I mean, it's extremely minimal. I think some of these are actually some of the like maybe more creative takes on it. But like a very, it's this, right? You know, it's this kind of look with this flowers, or this, right? It's got a very strong, simple silhouette. I think I want to just play around though with adding like one sprig of another flower or something on there. Just something to make the flower parts of it look a little bit more like it's not just that particular flower sylphic vase. Yeah, here we go. This is, I mean, this is really like that. This is what we're going for. Okay. Okay, so I think having the more yellow lighting will work better. The alchemic lanterns instead of this glade lantern. Having a little beam of color, the little subtle light thing of color. Maybe having the little domes of the thing pop up, so it's like little lights that lead you there. I think that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I like that. Just tiny little pinpoints of light. You need to pick a chandelier too. That gold saucer chandelier is kind of an eyesore compared to the rest of this thing. I feel like this is going to be too much, but worth a shot just to see. But having a spotlight. I'm pretty sure this is going to be super extra looking though. Or not extra, but I don't think it'll quite... I don't know if this is going to be quite it, what we want to do. I want it to be really high so it basically disappears. Oh yeah, see that's not cool. I don't know, I think that's... Oh, actually, maybe if it was like this. Oh, it's too intense. That's kind of cool, actually, if you can get it where it just sits. Maybe if you can get it where it's only illuminating that part, but then it would be visible, right? I think the nice thing about this would be if you can get it where it's invisible behind the chandelier. It's too intense, though. Yeah, it's too intense. Yeah, way too intense. I wish you could dim this light. Same as you could dim the house lights. Or like how you can dim G-pose lights, right? That'd be really, really nice. To change like the color temperature. Oh my gosh, can you imagine if you had color temperature and dimmable sliders for every single light in here? How amazing would that be? The kinds of things we could do. Okay. Yeah, I need to give this a little more. Let me figure out the rest of the room, I think. Would you guys want to see me take even like so next week we're going to be doing the housing tour streams. Would you guys want to see me continue this build on future streams, like after the housing tour, come back to this for another stream or two, maybe even just one more stream, I don't know, and keep working on it? Or would you like me to sort of finish off whatever I want to do with this off stream and we go to our next theme? What would you like to see? Let's see, what if this was green? I think green here is going to be quite the right move. It's got to be really Hingen looking. Let's see. Remodel interior. Let's try this. Let's just see how this looks. Oh, no. Huh, okay, okay, that's kind of cool. I was like seeing how it looks if we go for that full kind of concrete look. I like that though. I like how sort of art gallery minimally it looks. It's a very like concrete Zen kind of thing, which I'm a big fan of. Concrete and the minimal approach of stuff. How much more do you think you can do with this theme? I think the big thing would be that the room, well, there would be other experiments in terms of creating different custom flower setups. That could be interesting, as well as doing more with building out the rest of the room so it becomes like the full display. Because like right now it's just a window, I think, right? It's like a window and we have some ideas for the rest of sort of the, when you walk into this thing, what do you see? Because I think it'd be kind of nice if you had like a sort of a little bit of a wider shot that you could see the whole setup. But I also understand how, yeah, I mean, I can also experiment with this myself for my own potential usage of other things off stream. So there's this, and then there's potentially doing some speed build stuff. Which, Teague, if you weren't around were you around for the NPC only housing item challenge thing I did? Where I just like tried to build with NPC items only, and I just tried to do build something as fast as I could. So yeah, we could bring something like that back. I also really wanted to try rebuilding a piece that I originally did in my small, but I think that I can recreate it in an apartment. I think I can recreate the main portion of it in an apartment, actually. And I've always really wanted to see if that was possible to recreate it, because it's one of the builds that I really, really enjoyed, but I had to take down, unfortunately, to make way for some new stuff. Yes, the library. The library is what I'm talking about. So you were there for that, I think. Or you're aware of it, yeah. You know what? I'm kind of curious. What happens if you put a pendant light just out of sight here? Oh my god, where is it? There it is, okay. So like, what if right above... Oh my god, this is so chaotic. Okay. Right above here. But out of sight? Is that out of sight? Yeah, there you go. Okay. Let me grab it. Okay, so without it, being there, and then with it being there. Yes. Look at how much that makes those flowers pop out. Okay. Yeah, that's something I'm gonna do. I'm going to put that pendant light there, because that really makes those flowers really jump out at you. I really like that. Okay, let's see here. Right? Yeah. I think that light really changes stuff quite a bit. Okay. Yeah, good stuff. All right. I'm gonna go grab. I'm gonna end the stream for today right now here. But in a little less than 45 minutes or so, we will have Prominence. So look forward to that. I'm gonna go grab something to eat though in the meantime, and get excited for Prominence tonight. Prominence 8 to 10 p.m. PST. Let me once again just link. There you go. There's the card for Prominence linked in the chat there. Here is the little ad for it if you want to screenshot this. And I'll put the address up here right below the gameplay. So if you want to know, there's everything, you could screenshot the screen right now. So there's the address below, and then there's all the information of we're playing. And it'll be me streaming again, so obviously you can just come back to this stream to me. And yeah, looking forward to performing tonight. It'll be a fun time. Tell thy friends, get their glams ready, grab a drink, grab some water, grab some good headphones. Let's have some fun, yeah? Cool. Okay. I'll probably build this out a little bit more on stream, and then I think, you know what, we'll move on to our next, maybe our next build or our next theme next time. I don't know. I'll give it some thought. But in any case, next week, housing tour. Get excited for that. Tell your friends to come join us in game. Make a character on Crystal, Ether, or Primal if you don't already have one. And yeah, come along. Everybody is welcome to join us in game as we tour the builds. We have a pretty great selection of builds. I've not honestly seen most of them, so I will be live reacting on stream. So that'll be really, really cool to just have a chance to, I guess, live react to a bunch of this stuff on stream. Here, let's get a little final shot here. Boop. Yeah, woohoo! Prominence tonight. Party Friday, Sunday. If you guys are in the Discord, you'll see all of the notification stuff going up for all that stuff. But yeah, for now, I'll see you guys in like half an hour, roughly. Well, a little over half an hour, 45 minutes. So, thank you, Sunny, for mailing that. I will slurp it on down before the stream. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope, yeah, I hope you learned something. Hope you maybe were a little inspired by something or another that we did. As always, you can find the information to all my socials down below. The stream VOD for this will be up along with part 1 from Monday. I think, like tomorrow, hopefully. I think I'll try to put both of them up. We'll see how that, something like that. Tomorrow or Friday, one or the other. And, oh, Nimbus is saying, I stopped by Billy probably before she posted in your channel. It's so good. Yeah. I am looking forward to seeing Billy's for sure. I'm looking forward to seeing all of them, really. Like, I mean, I haven't even actually read through the descriptions yet. I just kind of glanced how many we had. So, yeah, it'll very much be like a live reaction on my part. And it'll be really cool. I really think we have some incredible ones there. So, yeah. Anyway, for now, thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed. See you tonight. See you next week. Yeah. Thank you.